Okay, you are talking about an important subject matter, world and peace. That's not a joke. When World War started, World War I, almost a century ago, and then we had World War II, these two wars created 65 million of dead people. It took 65 million of lives. And now with nuclear technology, you can easily imagine what would have happened, for example, in the Cuban Missile Crisis, if it has escalated. That could have been the end of the planet. So we're talking about an important subject matter, and I think we take it very lightly here. I think war is a disease, and we have to find the medicine. And I think the proposition is offering an aspirin to treat a cancer, and that's very dangerous for the patient. We will argue that peace can be enforced, and the possibilities of being inspired are very slim. I hope it was that easy. I hope I would send Lord Bates to talk to Osama bin Laden, to talk to Stalin, to talk to Hitler, and try to inspire him. I hope we will go to talk to Assad in Syria to try to inspire him. And one example of the inspiration that has been used is the Olympic truce. But I think it's an incredible organized hypocrisy. I mean, 93 countries signed the Olympic truce. One of them is Russia. And Russia picked the day that the Peking Olympics started to invade to Georgia. And then Russia signs the Olympic truce and we are happy. Syria signs the Olympic truce and we are happy. And then look what's happening. In other words, this is PR. And I think it's very dangerous to left peace to PR activities. I think we should treat the issues of war and peace much more carefully. Okay, the proposition assumes that inspiration can work. This means there is no conflict of interest. But life is full of conflict of interest. Life is full of antagonism. When you have competition and conflict of interest, sometimes things escalate. And there are competitions over territory, over resources, over power, over prestige. And sometimes this escalates. So, what can be done? The proposition is saying we can change the mind of the person. We can inspire him. It looks like a priest going and through talk, take the evil out of the person and makes it a good person. I wish it was that easy. It's very difficult to change. And it's very difficult to eliminate conflicts of interest. And to make things further, if you try, more difficult for the proposition, if you go and talk to a terrorist and try to inspire him, he will take your approach as a weakness. He will think that you try to appeasement, and appeasement is a cause of war. Weakness is a cause of war. And Lord Bates should have known that when his country tried appeasement, you tried to appease Hitler, if you remember. And when Chamberlain returned home, he was using similar expressions like the ones that we hear today. He said, the peace of our time, go home and sleep quietly in your bed. I have done it, I have fixed it, I have done peace with Hitler. And 6 months later, we had World War II. And precisely this approach was one of the causes of war. So appeasement can be dangerous, and trying to talk to terrorists, trying to talk to dictators can be very, very dangerous indeed. Okay. The basic mistake of the proposition is that it treats war at the level of the individual. But war is a social phenomenon, it's a political phenomenon. War is really an instrument of the state to achieve its objective. War is something that communities, states fight. It's not an individual. The individual is irrelevant in that case. The cause of war is located within societies. The cause of war is militarism, nationalism, expansionism, imperialism. This has nothing to do with persons. Okay, go and talk to Hitler. You change the mind of the Hitler, Hitler becomes irrelevant. The Nazi regime is expansionistic. And the expansion will happen because it's militaristic, it's nationalistic, it's expansionistic. So what you do with the individual is completely irrelevant. Given this problem, how we treat it? One possible treat can be at this domestic level. For example, through democracy, we can manage to deal with nationalism and militarism. But I think most of the responses have to come at the international level. And I think the international community has instruments to to deal with this problem, to treat this cancer. At the international level,
1 minute left.
At the international level, we have two basic instruments, balance of power. Look an example, the Concert of Europe in 1815. I mean, 5 great powers get together. If somebody tries to make war, they all work against him. That's the balance of power mechanism. Or there is a collective security mechanism like in the UN. If you have any doubt about whether peace can be enforced, look what happened to Germany after it made 3 wars. The German-Prussian War, World War I, World War II. Germany was forced to become a peaceful country. The beast was transformed. How? Through enforcement. Up to almost 20 years ago, Germany, up to 1989, with the end of the Berlin Wall, Germany was under occupation by 4 countries, including your country. The same thing happened to Japan. If you have any doubts about peace enforcement, ask Gaddafi, ask Saddam Hussein, ask Milosevic. So my point is that peace can be enforced, and we have a lot of examples that peace can be enforced. Okay, to conclude, idealism and utopianism is dangerous. First point. Second, you don't treat cancer with aspirin because it kills the patient. And third, peace is too important to be left to the hands of the public relation project like the Olympic Truce. Thank you.